Friends, we're back with another review, this time of Black Bottle. I'm trying to do some whiskey reviews to celebrate last month, which was the most successful month on this channel ever. I assume that's because a lot of you were buying whiskey as gifts, which is always a good idea. And so I'm trying to continue the momentum with some whiskey. We had over 2,000 hits last month, and we finally crossed the $2 threshold in ad making with the YouTube overlays now on some of my videos, getting most of that, which I don't like the overlays. I only kind of do some ads on old videos. I don't do them on my new ones, but I think my new ones are even showing with these new auto ads. I don't like it. But anyway, so Black Bottle's an interesting whiskey. I've tried to review it a couple times, but the sound's always been bad. So we'll see if this time we can get it right. This is your standard Black Bottle. There's also a 10-year. I was able to get one time, but haven't been able to get since, unfortunately. And I would like to review it as well. This is mainly a blend of 7 years. It is Black Bottle's famous for a couple things. One is it involves all the 7 classical Islay malts, which means that it's going to have a very Islay profile and really be peaty. It also is $20, and so this is one of the few kind of what we're classifying as value offerings. You can get it in Scotch. It's a blended Scotch, but what the heck? And $20 for Scotch is quite, if it's of any caliber, and I think it is of some caliber. I brought this to tailgates, several social events, and it's always gotten a good reception, and people are always stunned when I tell them that it only costs $20. So smell is interesting. I mean, other than the smoke you would expect, and the peat, you get the brine you might expect. Almost a honey note in there, maybe? Something very sweet's coming up there. I almost wonder if that's from the grains. I mean, it could be from the fact it's 7 years. This is a very, it's impressive how smooth this is. And the taste? Impressively balanced. I mean, it's got a peat heart. And I think the peat may come out more early in the bottle. We're kind of at the end of the bottle. And so what's kind of coming out now is a very balanced flavor. As well as the peat and the kind of brine that you would expect from Islay. We're getting, at least I'm getting, honey and straw. Those kind of things that I associate with other whiskeys like Glenlivet. But quite nice. Quite nice indeed. This is one I always keep in stock. I don't say, you guys know I don't say that about many whiskeys, but I keep this in stock. The reason being that I can afford to keep it in stock. It goes with a lot of things. I feel comfortable giving it away. In my circle, it's not widely known, so if you bring Johnny Walker, which is, say, $10 more, and not necessarily better, probably not better, actually, And that's not an insult on Johnny Walker. Just this is a really good whiskey. People will expect something really good. They'll know it's a good whiskey, and that's great. But with this, they're taken aback, and they sometimes want to buy it because they're shocked that you can get a Scotch of this quality, even a blended Scotch of this quality, for $20. And so I like to expose people to this whiskey, because if you just see it at the store, you may say, well, that must be a cheap piece of crap. And nothing could be further from the truth. This has a really cool character. Smoky and substantive. It conveys that classic kind of LA. I don't usually cut blends, but let's cut this right at the end to see what it does. That classic LA profile. But some other things are probably coming out that you're not used to. Maybe because of the grains, maybe because of the youth of the whiskeys. Whatever they've done, it's an amazing how balanced and flavorful and complex this whiskey is, given how young it is for a Scotch. It's just true triumph for the blender. After water, the peat kind of moves back a little bit, and the sweet flavors are coming out more. Kind of the malts are coming out. I mean by the not the barrels. Very explosive. So I keep this in stock. I think if you like to buy value scotches, this is a good choice. I'll try to review some other ones because I'm interested in the category, but this is kind of for me the standard that all cheap scotches or value scotches are kind of judged against. So I recommend you get it, and I recommend you share it with other people. This may be a good one to kind of give to your friends. Don't know, but regardless, strongest recommendation I can give to a whiskey of this type. And that's not to say this is the best whiskey. There are many whiskeys that are better. But it is, again, a Scotch at this price, of this quality, is a rather rare thing. And so, pick it up if you have the time. Also, pick up the 10-year, which is even better. Although I believe the 10-year usually runs for $30, so it's not really a great value. It's an excellent whiskey, even better. But that 50% increase in price. I don't know if you get enough goodness to make it as good of a value. Still a good value, but questionable. I hope to be able to track down the bottle of the 10-year-old soon, but I just have not. It was in my local whiskey stores once, and I have not seen it. Anyway, got some beer reviews coming, and we've also got some more bourbon. I was in Kentucky recently, and I picked up some bourbon I don't normally see. Iffy quality, but we'll still go through it. We have not forgot you, bourbon lovers, and we'll be hitting it up with bourbon again shortly. Nor have we forgot our beer lovers. We got some Mexican stuff going and some craft brews coming, and as always, more Scotch. Anyway, that's all I got.